it's way too late now, and something keeps blowing up inside.
Oh, shit. Do they need help moving the rest of their cars?
I wouldn't even... Wow!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Hey, at the end of the video, I'm going to ask you to do two things, so bear with me for the next 6 minutes, and then I'd like to have you do two quick things. Thanks. Hey, Steve here in Space 58 again. Moved inside as the weather's cooled off a bit. Hey, Cindy didn't want me to show that video, as we know there's several individuals that are concerned about using the propane and cooking inside. But the point I wanted to make is the fires that I've gone to, and many of you know that I've spent over 40 years in the fire service. In fact, it was an interim fire chief contract that brought me here to Meadowlark RV Park in the first place. But the fires I've gone to are those that have gotten beyond the control of the owners, the people inside the RV. The cooking fires I've gone to, just to kind of put that to rest, and again, these are fires that got beyond the control of the people inside the RV. One individual was cooking meth. The explosion took out her RV and rattled windows over a block away. The other that comes to mind right away is an individual that was cooking bacon inside his RV, decided to go outside, talk to one of his neighbors, got distracted. Neighbor pointed out that there's smoke now coming out the door of his RV, and by that point it was too late for him to take care of with a fire extinguisher. The motorhome RVs that I've gone to have all been mechanically related, something with the engine or the driveline that spread. Had a couple of refrigerator fires. These are the gas electric refrigerators, combination refrigerators. And the last two that I went to on those, the owners weren't even home. They were gone. It was the other people within the RV park that noticed the fire, and pretty much contained just behind the refrigerator and spreads up to the vent to the roof. One of the previous videos we actually posted a site to go to recalls. And if you have an RV refrigerator, I really encourage you to go to that and see if your refrigerator has been recalled. And Dennis, yes, yours was on the recall list and it's been taken care of. But the point is we want to go ahead and have those fires taken care of before it gets out of hand. And in order to do that, you need to have a decent fire extinguisher. So recommendation number one is ditch the small fire extinguisher that came with your RV and get something a little bit more substantial. In ours, we may have overkill. Again, I'm in that business, and we actually carry 3 fire extinguishers, but I'd recommend to have at least one 5-pound ABC rated fire extinguisher. You can get that at the hardware store, you can get those at Walmart, you can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, any place that carries those, but get a decent 5-pound ABC rated fire extinguisher. We also carry a halon derivative fire extinguisher. It's a gas that doesn't make any mess that can be used inside. And I prefer that. Again, the issue is, do I burn up the RV or do I make a mess? I prefer not to do either. So we do, as a backup by the kitchen, have a halon type fire extinguisher in there. So get a decent fire extinguisher, and if you have questions on how to use it, contact me. No problem, can show you how they work and all. There's a few things you need to be aware of. When you look at the pressure gauge, for instance, they generally have about 150 plus pounds a square inch pressure inside. And you spray that onto a grease fire or something, you're going to make one heck of a mess. So we can tell you a little bit about how to work those. The other thing, safety-wise, is we button up for winter. All of our RVs came with smoke detectors. We've actually replaced ours with combination smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Again, carbon monoxide is one of the major issues inside the RVs. I'm really surprised they don't put the carbon monoxide detectors in these. Now, some have said, well, we have the propane detector. Well, propane is heavier than air. It's about 1.5 times the weight of air, and it will collect at the floor level. That's why your propane detector is at the floor level. And by the way, check it and make sure it works. Carbon monoxide is about the same weight as air, same vapor density, and will tend to accumulate up towards the ceiling area. That's why the combination smoke and carbon monoxide detectors work really well. You can get those, again, at any hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever, Jerry's. We get one with a 10-year battery, combination, CO, and smoke detector. We have one in the kitchen area, just outside of the kitchen, as well as one in the bedroom. And the one we have in the kitchen also can be shut off if we happen to be burning food. And then we actually have a third. We have a Simply Safe alarm system within our RV for both fire as well as any burglary. And that one will actually send a signal off-site on there. So point number 2 is get a decent smoke detector, combination CO detector, carbon monoxide detector, give you a bit of advance warning. And again, maybe we're a little bit overkill. We have 3 inside our RV, less than 40 feet. But again, we're trying to be as safe as we can. A fire in our RV, if you're a weekender, can be devastating enough, even more so if you're a full-timer like us. So we want to be safe. And just as a side point on there, check your insurance. We've had some that say, hey, I've got the insurance tied up to my automobile. Great, that means the RV itself is insured. But if you're a full-timer, you want to make sure your contents are also insured. For Cindy and I, we also carry renter's insurance. We have storage units, and also covers all the contents within our RV, where our auto insurance will cover the RV itself. So check with your insurance agent, see what's covered. So here's a couple of things I'd like you to do. One, if you can go get your fire extinguisher, and that way at least you know where it's at and what the bracket's like and how to take it out. And the first thing I'd like you to check, take a look at the pressure gauge and make sure that the pressure is up in the operating range on there. Next, take a look and make sure it has a seal around the pull pin or whatever device they have on there. Don't use wire ties, don't do bread bag ties. If you need the seal that goes on that's easily broken, come see me. I've got a few extras on that. Then I'd like you to take a look at what that fire extinguisher is rated for. You can see this one is rated for A, B, and C fires. The Class A fires are the wood and paper, things of that nature. The Class B fires are for your flammable liquids, grease fires, gases, and all the C means is that it won't conduct electricity. So I prefer having an A, B, C rated fire extinguisher. This is a 5-pound extinguisher. It's a dry chemical, and it's up to pressure, and has the pin, has the seal. The next thing that I'd like you to do is take the fire extinguisher, turn it upside down, and if you have a rubber mallet, hit it on the bottom. What you're doing is you're loosening up the powder that's inside of these. The powder will cake down, and especially if you're traveling, it'll settle down there and cake. So every month or so, turn it upside down, and if you hit it with the palm of your hand, you should be able to hear it kind of shake in there. If you don't have a rubber mallet, one of the other options is take a towel. Here's a smaller ABC. This is a 2.5 pounder that we have. Turn it upside down, and then take a small hammer and just tap on the bottom. And you'll feel that powder loosen up inside there. And that should be done every so often. I mentioned we have another extinguisher here, and this is a gas type extinguisher at Halitron, and this one doesn't make any mess at all. It's a gas, and we have this near the kitchen area should we have a grease fire in the kitchen. But check those and make sure they're working. If you don't know how to use it, how to work one, come see me. We'll be glad to show you how they work, help you out checking them out as well. But again, make sure you know where they are. Make sure that the seal is in place, the pressure's up. Check the type of fire extinguisher that you have, and if you have one of the old plastic ones, seriously consider getting a metal fire extinguisher. Okay, the second thing I'd like you to consider doing is just go check your smoke detector. I mentioned that we have both CO and smoke detectors together. It's a single unit with a 10-year battery in it, and just check it and make sure it's going to work. Fairly simple to do. We do this probably once a month. Just those two items together will help keep you a little bit safer. Hey, thanks for watching.
That's all, folks.